Hey guys, it is Mershd. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over the affinities inside Raid Shadow Legends. So, the affinities, as you may or may not know, have a rock, paper, scissors type mechanic within the game. So, you've got magic affinity, which is blue, which is strong against spirit affinity, which is green, which is strong against force affinity, which is red, which is consequently strong against magic affinity. You also then have void affinity, which is like a neutral affinity. It is not strong or weak against any of the affinities, and there's like a little visual guide here with the like you can see which way the arrows are pointing, and that's pointing towards the affinity which they are strong towards. So as I said, magic is pointing towards spirit and so on. Now that I've covered what the affinities actually are, it's time to cover what the actual impacts of like a strong affinity and a weak affinity will actually be. So, if you're attacking an affinity your champion is strong against, these are the extra effects that you're going to have, right? So you're going to have 15% extra crit rate when you attack. You're going to have 30% chance of a strong hit, as well as an additional 30% damage when a strong hit occurs. Versus an affinity your champion is weak against, you will do 20% less damage just straight away. You'll have 15% less crit rate chance, and you'll have 35% more chance that a weak hit can occur. And when it does, it will do again an additional minus 30% damage. Void champions, as I already said, are neutral, so they will not have any of these like additional effects based on affinity. Void champions will, however, apply to this next set, right? So with all of these like positives and negatives of affinity, they all mention the different kind of hits that can happen. So if you're against an affinity that your champion's strong against, you're going to have the potential strong hits. If it's an affinity that your champion is weak against, you're going to have higher chance of weak hits. So what are the different types of hits? Well, a weak hit will do 30% less damage straight away. A normal hit, nothing will change. You'll just do the base like damage of that skill. A strong hit will do 30% more damage straight away, and a critical hit will deal additional damage based on how much crit damage you have. So weak hits, they do 30% less damage. If you're attacking a champion that you're weak against, not only are you going to have the higher chance that you're going to have a weak hit, 35% more chance, but you're also going to have less chance of a crit rate. You're going to have less damage as a base, and if you weak hit, you're going to do 30% less damage on top of that as well. The normal hit, as I said, nothing will change. The strong hit, which just means that it's going to do way more damage, and a critical hit will obviously be based on your crit damage. So, for example, with critical hits and crit damage, the way it works is, say for example, you have 100% crit rate, and your skill does 100 damage as its base, right? Well, you're going to be able to crit consistently, which means every single hit you do, more or less, unless you weak hit or normal hit, which are unlikely, but it can happen. There's some weird RNG in the game. Um, but say you have 100 base damage and you have 200% crit damage, well, then you're going to do 300 damage in total, right? It's that simple. But yeah, hopefully that was like helpful for people. Whether you're new to the game, you just want to learn what affinities actually were and what the impact they had is, or you might be an experienced player who has just never really got around to actually looking at it, and you've just kind of dealt with it in the background, kind of just understanding there's a rock paper scissors mechanic going on. But yeah, hopefully that was insightful, and hopefully you learned something through this video. So thank you very much for watching. Please drop a like on the video and comment if you found it helpful too. It does help a lot. So thank you for watching. Take care and peace.